I saw Godzilla -1 today. It was a great Godzilla movie. This movie is part of the Japanese Godzilla movie franchise that's part of Toho Studios, not the American Godzilla movie franchise Monsterverse that's part of Warner Bros. Legendary Studio. One difference between the Japanese and American Godzilla movie franchises are that the Japanese Godzilla movie franchise started way back with its first Godzilla film called Gojira in 1954 when the American Godzilla movie franchise with Warner Bros. Kicked off in 2014 with a Godzilla reboot. Godzilla -1 brings back the roots of the original Godzilla movie from 1954 where Godzilla was a force of nature that was causing mass destruction. Japanese Godzilla movies are way different than American Godzilla movies. This film takes place during the aftermath of World War II, where struggling Japan is trying to heal from the atomic bomb until they have to face against Godzilla. This movie is full of emotion throughout the whole film. When Godzilla shows up, it feels like a horror movie that's a force of nature, like the original Japanese Godzilla movies. I thought the whole cast did great, especially Ryonosuke Kamiki as the main character, Koichi Shikishima, who experiences PTSD and survivor's guilt throughout the whole film. The action sequences throughout the film were great that made it feel like you were watching the original Japanese Godzilla movies. The effects were great, and I felt like there was a great mix of practical and visual effects throughout the film. The cinematography was great throughout the film. The music score was also great to help build up the suspense of when Godzilla pops up and starts causing mayhem that makes you be on the edge of your seat. The human focus and development in the movie were great and emotional that makes you feel connected and care for the characters. The production design and costumes are great that makes it feel like you are transported back to Japan during 1945 to 1947. The film was directed and written by Takashi Yamazaki, who worked on the visual effects as well, and I thought he did a great job on this movie of bringing Godzilla and making this movie feel back to the roots of the original Japanese Godzilla movies. The main difference between Japanese Godzilla movies and American Godzilla movies is that the Japanese Godzilla movies focus more on the character and development and have Godzilla in the background and acting as a force of nature who wants to conquer and destroy everything. That feels like a real monster movie, and that their budgets are super low compared to American Godzilla movies that are big, huge budget blockbusters where they want to focus more on visual effects and what the audience wants for the big monster fight sequences and having less character developments and to make the audience not want to care about the characters and to make Godzilla feel like a hero instead of a force of nature who wants to conquer and destroy everything. This new Godzilla movie had a budget of $15 million and everything looked great for its budget compared to the American movie versions where the budgets are very high, where they want to use full of blue and green screens for the background, used a lot more CGI for effects than practical effects. If American Godzilla movies want to continue to do well in the future, they need to take notes from the Japanese Godzilla movies because those ones existed for a very long time and has more success than the American Godzilla movies. After watching Godzilla -1, I think the Japanese Godzilla movies are way better than the American Godzilla movies for its story, character development, and many more. The final act, action sequences, and ending was so very unexpected. This film brought the original 1954 Godzilla film and its roots in a modern approach with the updated visual effects, music score, cinematography, and action sequences. I thought the pace of the movie was good, where some others might feel a bit of slow pace in between, but it depends on them.